All right, guys, what's going on? We're here at Robbie's house. He's got two Explorers. We drove our Explorer out here. This is a little bit of a different video. So CVF sent us one of their new BOV flanged cold side charge pipes. And so we went with the tile. So we're gonna end up installing tile BOV. I'm gonna show you what's going on. So this is a later 21, I think. And so he has the S&B and a couple goodies in here, and we installed this kit for him, which doesn't have the BOV. But we want to add a blow-off valve to this one. So we're going to completely take this one off, and we're going to put back on the OEM little piece, rubber piece here to make the other kit work. We already have the intake out of the way. This is a really quick and easy install. All right, guys, so we got the cold side off. Now, if you have the OEM cold side charge pipe, which is this thing that he's holding here, you can see that there's this little bracket here, right? You want to take that bracket off, and that bracket attaches right underneath to another bracket underneath the coolant tank. So you'll pop off this 8mm, and you can see right here where it kind of slides into this. You'll pull it out this way, pop it off, and you get that 10mm that holds that on. And you can just pull the whole piece off this way. Now we need to reuse this piece for this, because this is replacing this section here. And this is gonna be a little bit different. So like if you have a early 21 or 2020, you're going to have a factory bypass valve. Okay, I decided to add this in here because I have this in my garage. This is from a 2020 to early 21s have this style of hot side charge pipe. This is your OEM bypass valve. If you have a later 21 or 22 and up, you do not have this on your charge pipe. It'll just be a blank circle that is capped off. There's nothing you can do. But if you happen to have this, that's what this, dropping stuff, it's open, but that's what this flange is for. You would remove this, put this here, and then that resistor, again, you would wire in to the plug that plugs into here. That resistor, you're going to either cut that wire off, or I like to just splice it. They even send you these little splicers. And you're gonna put that in line. It doesn't matter which one goes to which, just make sure there's two wires for that pin or that prong. And you're just gonna apply that to both sides to basically trick that thing, because your bypass valve is plugged in. And if you leave it unplugged without this resistor, it's gonna throw a check engine light. So you gotta add that resistor in line. Still waiting for 2020 or early 2021 to come by so I can do that for y'all on video. Other than that, we got all these. Send you new hoses and whatnot. Here's all this so we could tee everything into place. He's removing that little rubber piece that we need. I'm gonna go ahead and install the blow-off valve. So there's three different blow-off valves. You got HKS, Turbo Smart, and Tile. Turbo Smart and Tile use the same flange. HKS is a completely different flange. We went fancy with a purple tile BOV. I love that purple. Everyone knows I'm a sucker for purple. It's a nice purple, dude. And that literally sits on that lip here, right? Now obviously there's going to be a little ring that comes with it that you got to put to seal it off, and then that's for vacuum, which is gonna go up top, and then you got your clamp, which goes around kind of like a V-band style, and then you tighten it via that way. Now they also do include methanol bungs in here. If you're on the meth, they supply it on all their kits, comes standard. It is a 5mm plug, so tighten these up, they come loose. So if you don't tighten those up, you're gonna get a boost leak. So tighten those up. You could add a little Teflon tape. You don't have to though, but it does help. And we're just gonna swap this onto the car, nice and easy. I'm gonna put the blow-off valve on first though, and then we're gonna get into the car and do all that stuff. Yeah, playing all over it without the seats in it. So I'm leaving this loose, guys. That way we could tweak it to wherever we need the vacuum ran in the car to be the cleanest. So we're just gonna hand tighten that for now. It does come with a washer, or two washers, so obviously sandwich them in between the fitting. Here we got the O-ring on here, and Oh, you took it? All right, so we're just going to jump under here and we're gonna uninstall this right here. And then you can see where it connects down here, right? So we're gonna remove this little sheath. This is the same for the 2025s and whatnot. You look down here, you can see where it connects to this. So we're gonna take our knife and we're just going to gently run it right here, because this is a hard line. We're getting rid of the hard line. Cut it off and you pull it off, boom. It's that easy. These are literally 50 cents from Harbor Freight right here. Love them. And then we're gonna also, I mean, they sent a new fitting. We could reuse this fitting, but we'll use the fancy new fitting they sent us here. All right, guys, so this is kind of the contraption that they sent. So they send this fitting, right? And then this T-block they have also has this fitting. Well, you only have one fitting that does that, which is right here. So this is what I came up with. So there's already like a nipple that's built into this, and then there's this quick release one right here. So we used the OEM one, put it here, put the new one here, blocked off this hole, use this one for the vacuum. So this is going to plug in like so. I'm gonna end up cutting this one down to size. So let's go ahead and click this one into place where it goes. I'm gonna do this off camera. And then you see here, we have our tile installed, went ahead and put the vacuum on. It's a pretty tight line, but we got to go on. Also comes with a new coupler for that side. And then again, you're reusing this one for the throttle body. What you doing, dude?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right, guys, so rotated it. It connects down there, connects in to there, and you could add hose clamps if you want. But now our vacuum line sticks straight up, so remember that one's capped off back there. That one's sticking straight up, and that's where we're gonna tee into for the blow-off valve. Now we're gonna assemble this bad boy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. The throttle body. That works. All right. On the throttle body where we should need it. Clamps here. We're leaving these loose so we know where to put them. That best suits us. Just slide this down in there. Onto the intercooler. Maybe into there. All right, guys. Got it on. Now we're going to tighten up all of our clamps. And you can see this line is really long. I'm gonna leave a little bit of slack in it in case we ever need to do something. So we're gonna cut it about there, put our vacuum reference there, tighten it all up, put the intake pipe back on, and see how she sounds. All right, guys, complete kit from CVFab with the BOV. I really like the all black with the purple, man. It looks so good. It's installed down there. I know. Not yet. That I'm still a little iffy about, but hey, it works. So. All right, guys, got everything plumbed and ready. He's gonna go get the keys. Listen to that tile. All right, guys, short, easy install, really to the point. I know I kind of skipped around. I kind of fast forwarded a couple parts, but I was trying to make the video short. I didn't feel like I needed to have a 20-minute long video of how to install a cold side charge pipe with a BOV. Anyway, guys, y'all pick these up right from HoustonSpeedFreaks.com. I do have them added to the website, or you can go directly to CVFab's website and get them there as well. Anyway, love y'all, appreciate y'all, and until the next one,